Welcome back. In this video we'll be talking about the random module in Python. The random module is a library that has plenty of functions useful for generating randomness in your code. There are plenty of methods in this library, but we will only be focusing on a few. If you want to read more about it, please check the official Python documentation. Let's talk about a few of them. First one, randint, generates a random integer. The number is between, well, a and b. Be careful, it does include both a and b, so it's a closed interval, something like this. For randrange, it selects a randomly selected element from a range created by a and b. So in this case, this basically works just as the range function, so it does not include b. Random choice needs a sequence as a parameter, and it will select a random element from that sequence. So this works with lists, sets, dictionaries. Uniform just returns a floating point number between a and b. Let's look at a few examples. First of all, why is this red? Well, it's because we didn't import random. Remember from the previous micro lecture on modules that random is also a module. So in order for us to be able to access the functions in the random module, we have to import random. By doing this, this has been all fixed. And now we can run it. So in this case, a random integer between 1 and 10 would give 5. In this case 3, this would pick cherry from the fruit list. This would pick 1.61 whatever for the floating point. Once you can see, we run it again, we get 6.1 cherry, 1.8. We get 7.7 banana, 1.26, and so on and so forth. Let's look at a few more examples. So I prepared here a few tasks. So before I show you those solutions, please try to take a moment and think about which one of the previous functions can be used to generate one of the following random choices. So task 1 would be to generate a dice roll. Task 2 would be to randomly pick a dinner dish from a list. Let's actually give the list here, it doesn't really matter. Task 3 would be generate a random user age. And then task 4 would be to generate the price offer as a floating point. This might be relevant. So please pause the video now, and then we're going to solve them together. Alright, so let's say task 1 is to simulate a dice roll. How would we do this? Well, we have to think of what would be more appropriate for simulating a dice roll. So a dice roll is a number between 1 and 6. So then we can use randint, for example. So we can have something like dice roll equals random.randint, and then between 1 and 6. And this will give you the number. If you print it, it will say you rolled and then the dice roll. Alright, if you don't really remember a specific thing about a function, most IDEs allow you to just hover your mouse onto it and then it will say return a random integer in the range AB. As you can see, this is a closed interval. I really encourage you to do this with all functions from external libraries. Then let's randomly pick a dinner dish. We have this dish. Once again, you can use the choice function, but you need to specify the library. So if you do this, it will return a random dish from this list of dishes. Then if we want to generate a user age, once again you can use randint or randrange. They are pretty much equivalent in this use case. So age equals random dot rand range, let's say the user would be between 14 and 99, and this should work. Or actually, let's do 100 because it would not include it. So if you hover your mouse onto it, you can see it's just like the range function, so it has start, stop, end step. So this is usually the only difference, that it does not include the endpoint. And then we also have this exercise for generating a random price offer. For prices, it makes way more sense to use floating points. So if we want, we can have item price equals a uniform function between, let's say, 10 euros and 150 euros. And to make sure they are floating points, we can enforce that with .0. And then we can print, of course, the item price. We can print the age as well. So yeah. This has been it for the random module video. I hope I'll see you in the next one.